And I am live. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2019. Winky, wham! Right in on it. Winky, Fupa, how you doing, my girl? Nice to see you. Bully, what's up? Nice to see you. I'll tell you what, Winky, you were right on that. Valerie Looney, I'm doing fantastic today. I'm just getting this adjusted on here as we shift gears into holiday mode on the Rancho. Let me get this here. Messing with this there. Nocturnal Denizen, nice to see you. J Money, good morning to you. Yep, the bully is here. And Shamaj, good morning to you, my sweet. I love that. I mean, bam, there's Winky right there, man. Yippee Halloween, Vicky, Fazal, Aaron Keown. I hope I said that correctly. Welcome to you. Just getting some things adjusted here as I get away this morning, get underway. Let me move that over there. Winky just barely beat you. Hey, cute kitty, how are you? Hey, it's a cool time of year. The holidays begin today, and yeah, we'll wait a couple more minutes for people to roll in. Number one, those of you who were on my late stream last night on the Rosie McNamara channel, I want to thank you for a very interesting and fun chooch last night. It was really cool to hear about, how you doing, Jen? It was really cool to hear about people's Halloween movies, what Halloween movies they enjoyed that were memorable, that really shook them up. From the really scary, hey Tim, how you doing? From the really scary to the psychological type of thrillers. You weren't there, you were sleeping. Yeah, it was a very late stream. I think we ran till almost 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that last night. So it was fascinating to hear the choices of movies that people saw. Hey, next page, PJ, how are you? I was watching from the bed. Yes, that was fun. I was too tired, too tight. I'm not sure what's going on, Joe. For him for Halloween. I really can't. I'm not sure. What's going to come down. I got bigger fish to fry. Oh, today I'm switching gears. Today I am switching gears to, let's see, am I the only one who was raised not to celebrate Halloween, strict mother? Well, I'll tell you what, Valerie Looney. There's a religious group. It's called the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they don't really celebrate any holidays too. Sitting at doctor appointment with my dad, he says hello. Yeah, Sugar Daddy. Good morning, Larry. Nice to see you, Sugar Cane. You handsome devil, you. most of last night's stream got to get caught up. Hey, Beryl, how are you? I found it fascinating last night to talk about some of the experiences of personally being spooked. And I guess it was, I'm not Jehovah's, just Christian. Okay. Some people do, some people don't. I don't know. How you doing, Nathan? Nice to see you, honey. What can I say about Halloween? There's some people that don't celebrate Christmas and things like that. So to us, it's a big deal. Hey, Susie, how you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're having a good morning. I'm having a great morning today. The sun is shining. It's going to be a beautiful day. J Money says From Dusk Till Dawn is a great movie. I would agree. From Dusk to Dawn was a fantastic movie. It was more, had the sexy overtones to that on there. Good morning, Kim C. Nice to see you today. Thank you, Sugar Cane. Oh, my allergies. They're always acting up in spring and in fall. Yes, they are. From Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek really made that movie. We never used to celebrate it in England, but it's getting more commonplace. That was the way when I was in China, believe it or not. Halloween was starting to make its way into China, which I found was pretty weird celebrating Halloween in China. It was a different kind of thing, and they kind of twist the occasion. You like Beetlejuice? There we go. Um, Hazel says, know all about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was raised in that and was kicked out. Yeah, the snake dance was unreal. One of my greatest takeaways from that movie was Selma Hayek. How you doing, Lee? And also, Cheech Marin really made that movie too, in my opinion. Hello, Scott Clark. Nice to see you. Christina from Flint, Michigan. Good morning to you. Cinnamon Hot. Good morning to you. He's working on the rig now. I'm not going to be doing anything on the van today. I'm going to take it down. Yeah, George C. Scott was wonderful. MB, how you doing, beautiful? Monique, good morning to you, sweetheart. George C. Scott was excellent. Of course, I always remember him on the Patton. Tim says, I like the horror movies that show a lot of teeth. We had that whole genre develop in the 1960s of those horror and sexiness, the girls' sorority house under attack and those kind of things, stepping out of the shower. Christine says, I've been busy working. Nice to see you made it home safely. Thank you. The Vegas was incredible this time. I did not see that Sugar Cane. I heard about it. I remember going to see The Exorcist with a date. I said the whole time with I'll tell you, I saw that when it came out. I guess I was 14 years old when that came out. The number one, I read a list last night of the 10 greatest horror movies that came out. And of course, Halloween, the Michael Myers was on there, and the number two was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it really ran the gambit between all of those type of genre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was unique because it was the first one that really showed out and out violence on on the big screen, and that was pretty weird. I didn't spin her head around. I'm not. I don't know. I don't really follow Rosemary's Baby's another good one, but it was interesting to go over that. The Evil Dead. Like I said, The Exorcist for me spawned a whole new genre of movies. You had The Omen with Gregory Peck. That whole series came about. That was pretty wild. The number one movie that was listed, I never heard of. Me either, Jen. Strange. It was some Japanese movie. And Nicole and I agreed The Cube was pretty cool on there. Larry Park says, I don't like all that gore and violence. No, I like movies that are crafted. It's very easy. Okay, take care, Monique. Rest well, honey. I'm also one that doesn't enjoy just seeing gore on a movie screen. That's why I never Saw was very shocking to me, the Saw series that was out there. That one kind of blew me away. And I didn't, yeah, I'm decorating all day today, Nellen. Silence of the Lambs. I just don't like them. I think it takes a lot of work to craft a movie that's scary without a lot of overt gore and blood in it. That's the real challenge of doing a really scary movie. Like, what was that one with Robert? What was that one with? Oh, I don't know what it was called. Nick Nolte and something else that not The Postman Always Rings Twice, but there was some movie where I don't know, they were staying on the beach or something like that, and I think Robert De Niro was in that movie, and he was very scary in that. So, yeah, I like haunting paranormal movies, not into shock and gore. That's the way I am nocturnal. Zombies and werewolf movies scare me. Cape Fear, thank you. Yes, that was another, especially the rainy, stormy scene in Cape Fear. Yeah, that was the one. Thank you. That was a great movie. It had Nick Nolte and it had Robert De Niro, I think, was the killer in that.
The original had Gregory Peck.
Oh, Gregory Peck in there? Okay.
And Richard Burton in it, in black and white.
Did you ever notice the really major stars? The really major stars never really did horror movies, you know. Like the biggest star that was in The Exorcist was just Ellen Burstyn, the mother of Reagan, the child that was possessed by. But there were no other big names in that movie. The only thing that was a real horror flick that was well done was the one we always laugh about. People sort of compared us to Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, like with the wheelchair and the crazy sister. Oh, by the way, we've got rats in the basement. And I want to tell you guys, if you never saw Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, you got to check it out. You can watch it for free on YouTube, and it is a real. It's a really demented movie, and it really, really showcase. Yeah, you've got rats. Waterworld. How you doing, Nomadic Ninja? And you got to hand it to Betty Davis for being willing to play roles where she really looked funky on there. Yeah, Joan Crawford was evil. The whole movie was weird. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and it became a smash hit. Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo. Nomadic Ninja says, I love Waterworld. Wasn't that the one with Kevin Costner that was a epic flop for the studios? Yeah, that and Heaven's Gate was another huge flop that they blew. And Ishtar with Dustin Hoffman, and that was another big flop. Yeah, The Exorcist Max von Sydow was famous. Yeah. I've written a letter to Daddy. His address is heaven above. I've written a letter to Daddy saying I love you. What a well-written movie that was, Jen, huh? And it was so weird, the ending of it, where on the beach with all the hippies and stuff at the end.
Well, a really nice twisted ending to it. It's well written.
Oh yeah, even at one point part of the set sank. I remember that. It was just really, really budget buster. Yeah, Army of Darkness. Budget buster. But Whatever Happened to Baby Jane was, pairing two of the greatest actresses. I never thought much of huh, Jen?
They hated each other.
Yeah. Joan Crawford. I never really thought of. Well, I never really enjoyed Betty Davis's acting either. Nikki Forsey, how are you today? I always got the sense, I don't know how she won. I don't know whether she won 2 or 3 Oscars, but I never could get down with why she was considered such a great actress. Jay Money says, Rosie, tell Missy Jen says hi. Say hi to her. She's in the kitchen getting her morning grub. Susie, we did mention Psycho last night. And of course, The Birds was filmed right here in the county of Sonoma County here. And I have flown the drone over the schoolhouse many times. We have visited the schoolhouse, the famous scene there. Diagi, good morning to you. Okay, I usually work and watch later. Oh, it's nice to see you in here. Larry Park said, "Is the gutting done on the rig?" Yeah, we've done. Yesterday was a real bulwark day, Larry. And to next time we do some work on the van, it will be more finessing. There's, as you guys know, there's no real budget for the build, so the cabinetry has to be saved, and it's going to be a matter of deconstructing the panels on it, removing them, and checking out, replacing rotten wood on the base frames, and then refacing that with some new paneling and things. That's a very cheap solution. It'll give a very nice look there. So a lot of things have to be taken apart now. We haven't reached the point of the maximum deconstruction yet. That will be when the sink is broken down and all the plumbing is broken down, and that will be the point where things are finished being gutted, and then we'll turn the corner to start putting things back together again. So, oh, he's done some hard labor out here. I'll tell you. Yesterday, I'm not tearing up that. I'm not tearing up that floor and doing that kind of work. Yeah, Scott Clark. Yeah, check out the birds. Please look at my playlist on the Rosie Murphy and the Rosie O'Kelly channel. Just put drone in my search box and you'll be able to see our many visits to the Alfred Hitchcock, the schoolhouse there in Bodega Bay. Is Elvis nervous that as he rips out the van, the donations are not there to rebuild? No, I don't think so, Troll Vending Machine. It's just like, it's just a realization of what happens. Thank you. Sounds like it is an in-depth project. He's got some big bull work to do today, cutting up logs. Did you have to show Marshall how to run a crowbar? Yeah. He called it the crow. Hand me the crow. Hey, Dawn, how are you? There's always a little bit of training that goes on, but the thing with Marshall is if he's very motivated, he will work hard. He will actually he's pushing. I wasn't even going to get underway till November 1st. And look at where we stand now. The van is almost totally gutted. I wasn't even going to move forward, but he's like, Johnny on the spot. Let's go, go, go. If you're motivated, you'll be involved in it. If it's something that if it's in your own wheelhouse, you'd be surprised. What stereo receivers on the floor behind you? Are you talking about this one here or the big cabinet there, Scott? Which one are you talking about? It'll be modest, Larry. It will be a very modest build. That's correct. It'll be clean and fresh right now with the carpet pulled out, with all the flooring pulled out. Any smell of mildew or mold is totally left the van now. There's no smell at all. I ain't doing anything for the holidays. Rosie, to me, it's just another day. I think he'll be off after the build, Nikki. I can't really be sure. The one that is wrong way around, I believe that this is it's a KT66 tuner from Kenwood. It's considered the finest tuner, standalone tuner ever made from Kenwood. Yeah, this one back here, I just have to put some things. I have to reorganize the wall of sound over here and get some things in place. Are the kitchen vids still up? Which kitchen vids, Susie? You mean here on the Rancho? All that stuff is up. I put a video up called my 5-year journey restoring the Rancho. It's all in there. It's a 10-minute, all of gutting this, all of taking this whole place down to the studs and putting, repairing termite damage, water damage, putting in recessed lighting, putting this whole place back together again. It is all on the list. Oh, did you ever see that before, Nomadic Ninja? That's my passion there. I also have the wall of amplitude up here on here. So yeah, that's my passion. These are JBL speakers here that came out of Missy Jen and I scored these at a thrift shop. James B. Lansing, Los Angeles, 1960s. So that's kind of the pride. I got some Fishers. I got everything here. It's always been one of my passions here is vintage audio. We're going to get into that. I've got my lights, maple leaf garlands, pumpkins, hay bales, and haunted house collection. I'm ready for Halloween. Oh, no, Susie, I took a lot of that stuff down. I'm just doing fresh things on the Rosie McNamara channel. Yeah, Nomadic Ninja, that's pretty famous here. It's called The Wall of Sound. I have some videos that discusses my whole collection in there. Need to borrow you for a few days. You need to borrow Missy Jen. No, we don't have a child here. Any Blau Punk? No, don't have any of that. Missy Jen is the diva of the rancho here, and she runs a tight ship. Like today, I can't even pull out the Halloween box till I clean up everything that's out. Every tool I own is out on is out on the ground right now. Yeah, that's when I first met you on here. Oh, they'll be doing a horror film in Akron and Cleveland first. So yeah, things got to be very neat and clean here. So I'm trying to get with the program. As you know, yeah, you might need you might hear the neighbor kids custom made. You know, I got that, Scott. I answered that. Check for my reply on that. She needs to start a training program. I don't know if it's baby. Maybe it's George whining a little bit. He wanted to go out on his morning chooch. It's going to be called Copley Road. You know, cute kitty, it's interesting to me. When Marshall and I did the Great Lakes Tour 2019, his summer tour, Chicago, Detroit, Buffalo, Milwaukee, the two cities that I really missed, number one was Toledo, Ohio, because a good friend of mine, Carl, lives there in Toledo. And I know that there's things of interest to see there. I enjoy industrial type cities with an industrial base. Detroit, I think I'd like to look around Akron, Toledo, and I also miss Cleveland, Ohio. Hey, Heinz, good morning to you. I miss that a lot. I'll timestamp it after. It was definitely a baby sound. Maybe we're haunted out here now. I don't know. You're scaring me now, Jen. I might have to run for the hills today. I don't know. Toledo is very industrial and kind of rough. There's the kind of areas that really fascinate me. They are the kind of areas I really like to go to and visit, the industrial America. I'm a person that's, how you doing, Monkey Boy? I'm a person that loves industry, factories, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the Rust Belt. I love that kind of stuff. He's out working on the van this morning. I'm going to go get a refill here. Hey, VW. All right. Oh, all right. Let's see. I don't know, VW. I have to check it out. Hey, Oda May. Good morning to you. Did you have Marshall flu? All right. Let's get this thing rolling. You guys are sleeping today. Let's wake you up a little bit. You know what I'm gonna do right now. Let's get ready. Get ready to rock.
When you Baltimore Clippers
When you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers. A strong fight for the Baltimore score. Defensemen, forwards, and goalies will win without a doubt. For Baltimore and Maryland, every Clipper fan will shout, fight, fight, fight. When you Baltimore Clippers, when you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers. Take it up a half step. Score, score, score. Baltimore Water Wars. Go team. There's nothing like minor league hockey. Yeah, I need to crank it on the JBL. Take it up a half step. Big finish. When you Baltimore Clippers, when you Clippers from Baltimore, fight you Baltimore Clippers and score, score, score. Oh man, the glory days back then. Let's see. Just drop me a email, and I don't know what. I can't really explain what happened on that. Anyway, Allie Pally, I like seeing the van gutting. Thank you. A lot of people were having interest in watching that project unfold. I haven't seen the Canadian Clipper around in a while. I think he hasn't been around here in a while. As far as the van build is concerned, yes, Allie Pally. I think of what makes, hey Keith, I think what makes it particularly interesting now is the recognition that there really isn't going to be any budget for it. And that forces, I think, a lot more creativity. You have to be a lot more creative when you're working. And I kind of like that myself. I like the constraints that budget puts on you, that you've got to kind of think your way out of the box. Jen says, I'm sitting on the Kroger parking lot singing and people are looking at me as I blast the song through my speakers. Hey, we're making that great again on in the nation. Yeah, for some reason Nightbot doesn't like too many periods. I am definitely Halloween excited today. Why do I say that? Because decorations have always been something that I enjoy doing with, and I know when Jen moved out here to California, she's like, whoa, this is a whole different, have boxes of lights and other things that complain about the, I'm putting them up today, Bluebird. Today is decorating day. Good afternoon, Mike Jordan, Harvey's Vintage Audio. What's up, Harvey? How you doing, mate? I hope you're feeling better over there in the UK. Harvey was a bit under the weather. We don't have Vons in Santa Rosa. They are down in Southern California. When we were boondocking in Pacific Beach, there was a Vons. Halloween is okay, I guess. Not crazy about it, Rosie. To me, it's just a traditional. You like to celebrate everything in life. I would be thinking a new curtains cushion. And, well, that's kind of what I'm going for, Allie Pally. Trying to be as creative as possible with it. Oh, no, Mike Jordan, I'm sorry you buried your uncle today. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think if you put too many periods after a sentence or something, it comes up as the Nightbot just times you out for 5 seconds and gives you a little bit of a warning. I remember when Lucky, well, I guess we still have a Lucky supermarket. I don't know whether they became Albertsons. I remember we used to have Ralph's Ralph's, which was considered the supermarket of the stars, right? Ralph's was big, and we had a Ralph's here, and it closed down. It closed down over here. I remember going up to our local Albertsons right here in right up the street from me on Halloween, and if you were at the store at like 9 p.m., they took all the Halloween candy and they blew it out for like 1/3 the price. And then 2 days later, the store closed forever. Take care, Mike. Ralph's love their no-name food. I'm not really too familiar with Ralph's, but you see them down in Southern California. And I remember when they were first up here, their tagline was "Supermarket of the Stars" there, as if you were gonna see a star there in Ralph's supermarket. Yeah, have a good day, Mike. Have an excellent day. Hello, Mrs. Pudwina. Nice to see you. I don't know what it is about decorating, but I really do enjoy it. Callie has the best fruits and veggies in an age. JK No Cal. I don't believe that we're going to get our power shut off. JK No Cal says you're getting your power shut off, Rosie. I just got the notification. JK's out in the rich countryside. I'm down in the ghetto here, so you know, life looks out for us here in the ghetto. Let's see. Jen says I always go trick or treating on November 1st because it's all marked down 7, and I don't even have to dress up. There we go. Oh, thank you, Francis. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Yeah, JK's he's a suburbanite up there. I'm right at this. I'm right in Center City here, right down in the hood. Can you use wood from old pallets in the van, or I'm not sure about the quality of that wood, Allie Pally. My guess is in the van, and this is, I gotta hold Marshall back. Because if you're not careful, if you turn your back for a minute, all of a sudden he's so hell bent on this build out that you could turn around and you hear something being smashed to pieces. You could turn around and he's taking a sledgehammer to the kitchen. Oh, I thought we're taking the kitchen out, and it's like, no. You got to understand the concept. There's a base frame of the cabinetry, and then there's the facing on the cabinetry, and they're two different things. So I've had to be very crystal clear. We have to take off the facings, and then I have to get down there and do any reconstruction on the frame that might be needed. Water seeks its lowest point, and of course it collects down. The refrigerators, drip pans don't work properly, and there's kitchen areas, so there's always going to be a lot of degraded wood at at floor level. Harvey says, I've just been watching Goodfellas again. I love that movie. That is an outstanding movie. No, I haven't discovered. I have to tear off some paneling now. A good gunning, God help, would get in the way, But I'm saying, Allie Pally, I have to be, hey, Andrew Scott, I have to be very careful how I deconstruct things from this point forward. I worked construction and renovation for a couple of years, and have always been interested in electrical mechanical systems. Thank you very much. Everything has to be done in an organized manner and cheaply. emphasis on cheapy. The more busted up stuff, the more creative. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, to me. And also, the lower the budget, the more creative you have to be. I actually have a line on somebody that has some paneling locally. I want to go over and look at the grain on the paneling and see if it works. When is the last time you were in Ohio? I passed through Ohio on my way to Detroit. I guess that would be, I went from Toronto to Buffalo to Baltimore, and then I went west to Cumberland and saw Simon. And then I went to pass through Ohio there on my way to Detroit. Why didn't the skeleton cross the road? He didn't have no guts. I like that. I've been to Kentucky. I went to Kentucky, to Frankfort, Kentucky. What I want to do, Keith Gregory, is get on the Bourbon Trail down there. I think that
We're
would
not
be,
gonna be impacted by the power.
huh?
We're not gonna.
We're not going to be impacted. See,
I just
there's an
checked.
upside to being in the ghetto,
I just
right?
checked it.
All right, Missy Jen's on top of it here. We're not going to be impacted by the power down.
I
Kathleen
contacted
Elliott,
the
hello.
authorities. I contacted the proper authorities.
You contacted the authorities. Yes, Missy Jen has a direct line to PG&E's operations center there.
Yes, I did.
Hi, it's Chad. Hi, it's Jen. Oh, you just put down your backer board for tiling the bathroom in your RV. Did you use the Hardy backer board? That's the good stuff for. That's the good stuff for doing the tiling. That's what I use. Matrony, Missy, how are you? Hello. Why did Dracula fly to New York City to visit the Vampire State Building? Mm-mm-mm. So, yeah, the Bourbon Trail would be outstanding to be down there. I've never been much for Tennessee whiskeys. Yes, Missy Jen's the mayor of Santa Rosa. Yes, she is. Isn't it amazing? I've never been much for Tennessee whiskeys. I don't really favor Jack Daniels too much, or George Dickel, the two big names in Tennessee whiskey. But get over the line. Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, of course my favorite of all time, Four Roses, Jim Beam, which does an outstanding job with huge quantities and all that. I'll go Flip the Breaker. There you go. Oh, thank you, Missy. They got Noah's Ark here in Kentucky. It's pretty cool to see Rosie. Keith Gregory, I want to recommend a channel to you called Gabriel's Travels. Gabriel Traveler. Okay, and it's got this guy that was raised in Willits, California, which is about, I want to say, about 40 miles north of Santa Rosa here. And he travels the world. He's traveled to something like 82 countries. And his current videos, he's in Armenia, which is right by Syria and Turkey. And he's walking along a road, and he actually shows you the mountain where Noah's Ark was supposedly, Mount Ararat in Turkey. Check out his channel. Check out some of his travels. He's traveling to areas I've always been fascinated with. Turkmenistan and former Soviet republics and things of Armenia, Georgia in that area, and also Asia Minor and the Near East over there. Check it out. It's called Gabriel Traveler, and he's gone to all those places on there. What do you do when 50 zombies surround your house, Rosie? I hope it's Halloween. Yeah, I like rye. I like rye. That's pretty good. Yeah, Noah's Ark. Make sure to check out his channel. He's walking around that area. How did he find his way to Willits? I really don't know. But he was over in Armenia, and somebody asked him driving along in a taxi, "Where are you from?" And he said, "I'm in Northern California." They said, "What area?" And he said, "The town of Willits," which is a weird. I did. Did you see the comment I left for you, Harvey? I left you a comment on that. On there, I follow a lot of travel channels. Bald and Bankrupt, Gabriel Traveler is a good one. Mark Ween for the food journeys. He's in China now, showing Chengdu and Sichuan province over there. So I'm shifting my whole channel towards channel. I'll be doing, of course, other things on here, but I'm following more intently now the travelers out there, and particularly people that I wouldn't be interested in somebody that went to Paris or Berlin, but somebody that's gone to like Armenia, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Turkey, those places. I'm very fascinated by that. Allie says, my Simon is into Japanese whiskey. Have you tried it? I have not. I have not. Let's see. They believe Noah's Ark came to rest where it is from a lava flow atop of the mountain. Grave stories on top of the mountain found of gravestones of Noah's family. Oh, thank you, Keith Gregory. I appreciate that. Rosie, you're the best. Santori whiskey. I know I've had the only thing I've really had from Japan is the sake. And I've not been a really big fan of sake. I don't know. It's just not the kind of thing that I am into. It's like I'm also not a wine drinker, and I live right in the heart of wine country here. Isn't that ironic? That I think is a lot of irony on there. Yeah, Harvey, I think I saw that. I left you a comment on that video. Sake can be strong. I also don't like it served at room temperature. Yeah, Bill Murray Lost in Translation. Wasn't that with Scarlett Johansson was in that movie too. So future events. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to this big party on Saturday night. I know for sure. Maybe tomorrow night. I'm going to have to see. I'm interested in the graveyard, the cemetery chooch, and either tomorrow night or on Saturday night going to do a graveyard chooch, and I think that would be really cool. Have you ever drank rice wine? I have. Yes, I have drank rice wine. I'm not a big wine lover, So I like to do 2 cemetery visits in October. One to the Santa Rosa Cemetery, which is creepy AF, okay? And I got lost last year. And number 2 to the Sebastopol Cemetery out here. I know the best wine and weed is all around me, and all I am is just a low-budget beer drinker out here, absolutely. Have you ever had a ghost experience? Scott Clark, I really got to think about a ghost experience. And, I've had dreams. I remember once when I was real little and we were crammed, we had a lot of people sleeping in one bedroom and stuff, and I guess I was about, I don't know, 5 years old or something. And my younger brother, I think he was 2 years younger than me. He was like maybe 2 or so. I don't know. He might have been like 1 or 2 years old. He was still in a crib. And I remember one night I woke up and I thought I saw a skeleton in the room. And I just ran out. I just bolted out of the room into this screaming and hollering, and I'll never forget the look on my baby brother's face as I was screaming and leaving the room. I looked to my left. I'm screaming, "There's a skeleton, whatever," in the room. And my last thing is him standing behind the bars of the crib, like just absolutely terrified with no concept of what's going on. And to this day, he still says, "You know what? When that whole skeleton situation came down, I'm never going to forget that you left me trapped in that crib with a skeleton." Oh, real EVPs. Yeah, that was funny. We still talk about it. But as far as a real thing, I don't know. I relayed the story of going to this Woodlawn Cemetery and randomly shining my light from the outside iron gate to the inside. And the first grave I saw was Tucker on the side of it. And I freaked out because that's the night that Tucker was having his big surgery, his heart transplant surgery. That freaked me out. And I told you the other time I was at the Santa Rosa Cemetery last October. And Amanda May's fiance popped on the chat, and Amanda May's fiance's name was Addie, Addie, and that's a very unusual name, Addie. And just then, when I shone my light over, there was Addie, Addie on the gravestone. That was really, really freaky. Count Spatula, I like that. That was really freaky to me when that happened. So those are the experiences I have. But have I ever had a paranormal encounter? No, I haven't. Nope. Super duper coincidences. They were weird. My grandmother was named Addie, but just at that time, just at that time when those two popped on, bam, bam. You shine the light over, and that marker, that headstone says Addie on it. And that was really, really weird. So this is a spooky one. Slab City News. Hi, Rosie from Michigan. I love the state of Michigan. I had great times in Michigan. Now, for my money, like the Greenmount Cemetery in Baltimore, which was, I don't even know if they took down the penitentiary. The Maryland Penitentiary would be right there. And the graveyard was right in Center City, and it was a real freak show out there. And it hilly, spooky, weird-looking graves, mausoleums, hills with twisted, weird trees on it, and just a totally bad vibe. And the thing that gave that a real bad vibe was, now a lot of famous people were buried there to sign the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. And what made that freaky was, that is where John Wilkes Booth was buried, there in that cemetery. Of course, John Wilkes Booth was a Baltimorean from a very famous acting family, the Booth family. And he was buried at that cemetery. And I have one of my earliest videos in June of 2013 is showing you John Wilkes Booth's grave at Greenmount Cemetery. And there's a really, really bad negative vibe on that whole cemetery. Okay, Harvey, I have to check it out. I just haven't had a ton of time. Will you do a Halloween show? Yes, Bluebird. I'm going to do several of them coming up. Well, anybody wants to make a suggestion for what I might make on Friday night on the baking channel, please let me know on Rosie McNamara. I would be glad to check out your recipes. We have a haunted cemetery on a hill near Williamsburg Hill. You should check it up. You'd love to chooch here. So many other ghost hunters film small orbs that shut down prisons and hospitals. Nocturnal says, I recently had dinner at the Lemp Mansion in St. Louis, atmospheric old place with a creepy history. Yeah, that was a creepy. How you doing, Julie? Nice to see you this morning. No, we don't have a big Halloween party, Captain Caveman. We just do a hangout. Do you personally feel a negative vibe at that cemetery? I do. At the Greenmount Cemetery in Baltimore, I feel a very negative vibe in there. I feel like no matter how bright and sunny it is, it's always gloomy in that cemetery there. I've made pumpkin pie quite a few times. I think I'm going to make cinnamon rolls on Friday night. I think that might be pretty cool to make some. I haven't made them in a while, cinnamon rolls. I think that would be pretty cool. I've made a lot of pumpkin pies over the years. I've made, yeah, they turn out really nicely. They're not difficult to make. The trick is making your crust. Hop Frog says, hello, cemeteries aren't bad. You know what makes it psychologically linked to people, Hop Frog, is that, you know, it's a place where you intern dead. I think that's what makes it, and, you know, we have a fear of death and you know, not knowing what's on the other side. I mean, there might be a whole world out there our vision and our brains aren't even able to comprehend, you know. Like we might be in one room in a gigantic universe of, you know, different planes of existence. That's the thing that freaks me out. Crust for pie, exactly. How about mini ghost cupcakes? Yeah. Good morning, Golden State. Good morning to you. I like an orange glazed cinnamon roll. How you doing, Kevin Leonard? They are peaceful, Hop Frog. They are peaceful, but you got to remember, what is your, if you go in at dusk, like I like to do, what is your mindset when you go in there? Are you going in there, are you going in there to seek peace? Or are you going in there and thinking to yourself, this is kind of creepy in here? You know, in other words, if peaceful places, I think of sitting and looking at a mountainside or something like that, or by a lakeside with trees and fish jumping in the water and things like that. So, I mean, to me, it's kind of a strange thing. I'm not sure what mini ghost cupcakes are. It sounds like they have to be shaped into something. How you doing, Johnny West? Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I hope you're doing well. So, I'll figure something. I'll look at Halloween baking and I'll come up with something. I want something that's kind of challenging too. So I'm looking forward to that for Friday night. The suicidal deaths cause serious hauntings. Harvey says, I slept all night in a huge cemetery in Highgate, London as a dare when I was 15. Well, you made it out, Harvey. You made it. Kevin says, I find comfort in cemeteries. To me, it's all about mood. If I walk into a cemetery on a hot July day in bright sunlight in Las Vegas to Woodlawn Cemetery and it's 108, 110 degrees, I'm not going to feel spooky at all. Okay? I'm not going to feel a bit of spookiness. But if I go into that graveyard on a chilly night in October and I'm seeing black widows over graves and things like that, you can't help but feel chilly, and you're wielding the flashlight around and you're hearing things moving around. That can be pretty spooky, pretty darn spooky. I don't have fear of death when my time is my time. That's cool. Live stream with Elvis Graveyard on Halloween night. Well, I think we're going to go out Friday night, Bully. We're going to do 2 trips to 2 different cemeteries. He may or may not choose to go. It doesn't, I know I'm going. And it's, it's really good content out there, so I'm looking for that. I don't generally, Linda says, I don't like graveyards. I don't generally hang around graveyards too often. Only if somebody tells me like, oh, Rosie, you have to go to New Orleans and you have to see this, walk around and chooch around this cemetery. What was really weird was you don't really think about foreign countries and you don't think about Asia. But when I lived in China and Hong Kong, because in Hong Kong land was at such a premium and so little land there to build on, that they would build the cemeteries on very steep hills. And it was weird to be down at the bottom, and they would have 10 or 15, 20 levels of graves all across. Looked like a big stadium there carved out of the earth, and you would see you'd look up from ground level and you'd see people walking at different levels of the cemetery and putting flowers, doing things that they do. That was a different thing. Oh, police will definitely watch graveyards on Halloween. One time I was drunk and I slept in a cemetery. My goodness. My goodness. One night around Halloween, they have a cemetery called Petaluma Cemetery about 10 miles south of here. And I got nailed going over the wall to go to go in. And so a neighbor called across the street, hey, the cemetery closes at 5 p.m. That was the end of that. That was the end of that one, man, when I got nailed doing that. So The unusual thing about Vegas is that the cemeteries are open 24 hours, 24/7. That's the weird thing about them. Let me see what else I want to cover. So there's more adventures coming up. Like I said, the graveyard thing on Saturday may segue into a local party here in Santa Rosa. I haven't quite decided yet what the story is going to be on the weekend, but there will be a lot of activities coming up. You normally can tell the feeling you get at the cemetery exactly. It's even though nothing's going to happen, even though it's just stones above ground, just sitting there and grave markers. It's no different than any other piece of land, but yet it's remarkably different because of what the function of that place is. If I see black widows, I'll step on them and bring my my spider spray. I don't ever like to. I don't like to harm creatures and things out there. I just kind of steer clear of them. I'm not one to just randomly stomp something unless like a yellow jacket or something is going to sting me or something like that. Oh, I'm sure the leaves are beautiful out there in Ontario. I watched someone go in a graveyard, but I'm not going. There you go. I would think some of the ones in the New England, the original 13 colonies, would be very weird. I can't believe people close crematoria. People should be able to visit their loved ones at any time. You know, Ali Pally in Las Vegas, they're all open all the time. And even the ones that are column they call them, that are indoors with the skylights, the stained glass overhead. And you can see some of my Las Vegas cemetery chooches. Overhead is the glass, and they're lit up inside, and they're open 24/7. You can go in anytime that you want. Has anyone ever made it out in a graveyard? I haven't. I haven't. I'd be the dummy that was firing away and knocked myself out on a gravestone. 911, state your emergency, you know. What's Missy Jen doing Halloween? She's got her costuming all set, so we'll be doing a hangout on Halloween night. Might be surprising everybody.
It's all depends on if it all gets you on time.
Yeah, there we go. I had on my cowgirl outfit last night, the Daisy Dukes, the pink push-up top and cowgirl hat on last night. So I'm looking forward to Halloween is a big deal over here. So, and then Halloween ends, and then it's on to the Thanksgiving time. So it might be a chance we might wrap this van build up by Thanksgiving. I don't know, the way we're going at it so hard right now and making such great progress. Hey, how you doing, Bev? Nice to see you. Good to see you, Bev. So, I mean, that would be good to me. The faster it's done, the better to get it done. That would be great. I slept all night in a huge cemetery in Highgate. Lots of famous people buried there. I can imagine, Harvey. Some of the graveyards of London must be off the hook. Must be absolutely off the hook over there. Karl Marx being one of them. Interesting. Put a K instead of a C. Yeah, Karl Marx. I wonder how he ended up being, Karl Marx. Yeah, not to be confused with the Marx Brothers, but the author of the Communist Manifesto and the 88th something, a broom hair of Napoleon or something. I'm doing good. I've been doing videos on my YouTube channel. Awesome. Kathleen, exciting to see the van finish. Yeah, we got a long way to go. There's a lot of systems that have to be re-engineered on that rig. A lot of plumbing and things needs to be changed out, but that stuff is cheap to change out. So yeah, Karl Marx. There we go. Marx and Frederick Engels, Marx and Engels, authors of the Communist Manifesto. You remember the opening sentence in the Communist Manifesto, Harvey? Did anybody ever read it? Hi, OKC. I dual majored in philosophy and political science, and I remember the first sentence of the Communist Manifesto. A specter is haunting Europe. And the other great opening line that I had a fight with my English literature teacher in college was A Tale of Two Cities, which was written by Dickens, right? A Tale of Two Cities. And I remember the first line was, and we dissected like every sentence, and the first line was, it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. And my professor said, what does that mean to you? And I said, it means this friggin' guy can't make up his mind. Come on, man, which is it? The good, best, or worst, right? How you doing, DF Knock? Your hair suits you better dark than... Absolutely, Linda. I'm not cut out for... Missy Jen's cut out to be a blondie. Oh, thank you. This is my... they call this like a peasant shirt here. Something like that. Peasant top. Something like that. Thank you, OKC. And I'm honored to see you in here today. Yeah, I enjoyed classic literature and stuff, but most political stuff ended up being real boring on there. I'm going to Long Island, New York for my birthday in December. Good for you. All right, Long Island. Michael Faraday also buried there. Bloody hell, Rosie, you remember things? Hallie Pally. I'm telling you, if you're going to be on one of those quiz show games like Jeopardy, a team game, Jeopardy or something like that, or whatever that board game was that you ask, Trivial Pursuit, you definitely want me on your team. Yeah, Allie Pally, we call that CRS disease, can't remember shit. Yeah, I do have a good memory. You should check out my YouTube channel and check out my videos on YouTube. Bev, let me just go to your channel for a second here. Send me a link. Let me see. I can't get up here. Let me see something. Yeah, I've opened this up. Bev, I didn't even know you were doing videos, honey. All right, Bev, there we go. I am now officially subscribed to your channel. Wow, you have 12 videos on there. Okay. You know what, honey? I'm on board now. All right, there we go. Now, don't always comment, but, you know, I watch. Like, I watch everything Allie Pally puts up with Roscoe and everything. That's how I got my channel name. Hop Frog was one of Poe's best stories. Well, Hop Frog, you can look, you know, Edgar Allan Poe died in the gutters of Baltimore on Caroline Street. And this summer I went to his grave when I was on my whole big 10,443 mile adventure. After I went to Lexington Market, I went over to visit Edgar Allan Poe's grave over there. Friction, how are you? Thank you, Cher. Says you have beautiful eyes. I don't know, they always look very blue on here. Let's see. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so I'm all subbed up to you now. You've asked me where from New Brunswick, but you missed my... It's Moncton. Okay, Moncton. I remember Moncton had a hockey team too. It took me to learn to read and understand somewhat what the writer said. That's the way I was. I mean, when you study philosophy, Allie Pally, and you pick up Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure and Practical Reason, and you have to tell what you think this meant. Good luck, right? And some of the great philosophers and stuff trying to get down to what that crap was. I mean, it was a much harder major than people gave credit for philosophy. Yeah, did you see that, Hot Frog? Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah, the Moncton Wildcats. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, yeah, the agenda today is decorating, decorating, decorating. I didn't see Marshall in here, on here. Did he pop in? I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see him in here, so maybe he's on my block list. Hey Uber, how are you? It's terribly hard, Alley Pally. It's terribly boring. And at the end of the day, it exercises your mind, but the beauty of philosophy is it never claims to have the answer, right? It just makes you expand your thinking. It's like one of the greatest courses I ever took was philosophy of science and stuff like that. Yeah, he's doing good, doing good. The van build is well underway. Every day's a bigger smile on the face as things get closer to the point of maximum destruction within that van. I think he's going to be super happy when the first new wood gets laid down in there, the new sheeting, the wood sheeting, and all that. Marsha, said, Rosie, we might do a karaoke hangout with Harvey. Bobby's doing pretty good. He's been down with the flu for a couple days, so we're keeping close contact with Bobby. Yeah, my allergies bother me, Linda. Let's see. We passed by a cemetery in the foothills, and there were some people picnicking, barbecuing next to their loved ones' grave sites on Father's Day. One of my weirdest memories, Golden State, was when I first arrived in Hong Kong in 1991. Talk about culture shock. I'm riding down the street in a transit bus. It's August in Hong Kong. It's like 90 degrees, 90% humidity. And as I'm riding down the streets of Hong Kong, I'm observing little fires in the gutters along the street and outside the stores. I mean, small, like somebody put a pile of wood or something in the street, like a small bonfire, and lit it up. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm not in Kansas anymore. And then I looked, and people were burning what were called hell notes. They're sending up money to their loved ones. It's just weird cultural things. Um, let's see. Yeah. When did you start transitioning? Years ago. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see. He must be on my block list here. I don't know. Send me an email, Marshall. Isn't that funny? Oh my God. Let me see something. Somebody put you on my block list. Oh my goodness. Let me check this thing. Let's see. No, you're not blocked. I don't know why I can't see you in here. So, all right, let me check this out here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. He must have me blocked on here. I don't see him on here. Oh man. uh, yeah, I don't see him in here, so I'm not gonna take my time. Missy Jen is doing well in here, Bev. Missy Jen is doing well. What's up, Cajun Kev? How are you today? Nice to see you. So it's going to be fun times coming up on the channel, and I'm looking forward to the travels. I don't know, Harvey. I'm going to go to gay bars. I did go to one. I went to the SRO club. Oh, well. Can I ask Rosie, people can view my video on Harvey De Niro's. You need to, yeah, check out the Harvey De Niro channel on there. So check that out. What is it, Georgie? Huh? What is that? It's a utility truck out there. I don't know what they're doing. That's a truck out there. How you doing, Tara? Nice to see you, sweetie. Like eggs and spam. Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, we did go to. Tara went with us. Tara Marshall and I went to the SRO in North Park in San Diego. We went there, had a good time. Over here, Jen. You can't see it from where you're standing there. What is it?
Police.
Oh, they stopped the guy here. Oh, they're towing this dick out of here.
He's been parked there for months.
There he goes. He was parked there. I never saw him. Why did he turn the wrong way?
He was parked over there. I guess he lost him or something. He was parked over there for 3 months. Finally told him.
Oh, there he goes.
I wonder how long it will take for them to be.
There's another Cars for Kids.
Oh.
I'm just wrapping up, so give me a couple minutes here, okay?
You got me blocked.
I don't have you blocked. I just went to your channel and it doesn't show blocked on it. So, all right, guys. I think you got me blocked on there. So, all right. Be the last hello. Let's see. Yeah, somebody just got towed. There was somebody that was parked out there for like 3 months on the street. They finally removed and had tags.
No license plates on
No
it.
license plates.
That's
No
when
nothing.
your first trip
May?
you took off to in May.
Wow.
And he parked it and somebody crashed into it and pushed it onto the sidewalk. And he came out, he pushed it by hand back onto the street and left it. And it's been sitting ever since. So it's been sitting there for what, 5 months?
I don't know.
And then
I never noticed. Of course,
and then
I don't.
he had the boat sitting there, and so they came out, police came out, and they forced him to take the boat.
All I know, there's a guy with a shit wagon full of crap up the
Yeah,
street.
they're all
I mean, I don't
part of
notice
that.
anything. This street's so blown
It's
out.
the house here. They got it's a bike shop.
Yeah,
on
welcome to the
wheels.
ghetto. Yeah.
The guy pulled out a bike thing out for that.
Oh, brother, welcome to the ghetto.
Remember when I told you?
And Missy Jen cried.
Remember when I told you that they had the SWAT team come from the sheriff department the other day? They went in there.
Had the
Last
SWAT
week?
team in there deployed. Yeah.
But there's still, she told me the other day there's just shit every day.
Yeah, we
going
had
on
a
here.
SWAT team on the street here.
Yeah, saying every day it's just shit.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. That's for
There
sure.
was eight of them, and like 2 unmarked brown vehicles pulled up right here, and then they spread out, and then they walked up over there in full gear.
Oh, well, there was an army man that was missing and found him this morning. This happened here in West Point, New York. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I gotta use too much coffee. I'll be back in a minute.
If you want to see live action, you gotta spend a week here. You have always action. Action Jackson going on. Yep, there's always something going on. Finally, that truck's hit the road.
Those who go up there.
Real cold.
Are you off there?
No, I'm still on. Just give me 10 minutes. I'm hanging up decorations today.
Yeah.
Oh, let's say our street is just loaded with. If you want to be in an action zone, this is the place. This is the place to be.
They're doing drugs over there. She told me yesterday they're next to that.
I'm so
It's crazy.
I'm just so jaded and just nonchalant. But I'll tell you, Marshall won't probably be taking a midnight walk around here again.
Well, I told him that's what
He went out. He went out one night, and it's like he just saw it's a whole new world out there at nightfall in the hood here. You don't want to be wandering around in the area. Hey, Red, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. You don't want to be wandering around this area in the nighttime, for sure. Tara, hope you're doing good today. Yeah, if you want to see the Club Chooch, Marshall has some video of Tara and I at the and him at the SRO club in down in North Park in San Diego there. So yeah, so good to see you. And Red, say hi to Jim for me. I love the fireplace. Very nice when it's on. Yeah, Missy Jen doesn't like the fireplace when she comes in the morning and the fireplace has been left on all night out there. It's been bust RV shopping. Oh, okay. Been busy. I guess busy. Okay. How you doing, Katie? Nice to see you this morning. It has an electric heater in it, and some nights. How you doing, Punky? Some nights when I leave the I forget to turn the fireplace off at night, and it's blowing the hot air. The blower's going. It has two settings, a show and a go setting on it. So you can see the videos on my channel of me doing the renovation. Take care, Kim C. Thank you, honey. Hey, Sweet Meadow. How are you, honey? Haven't seen you in a minute. You can see the videos of building out the frame and installing this this fireplace here. So like I said, there's life documented for almost 7 years on here. Yeah, take care, Kim. Have a good day to you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the decorations. So we're gonna play it by ear with the weekend coming up and do some activities. One of my goals is to get Marshall outside of the mindset of just Class B camper vans and that very narrow, focused world of Class Bs, and see that there's a bigger world out there. You know, besides nightlife and things like, there's a whole nother world of activities to do out there. Oh yeah, last night when the fire was on. Is Missy Jen going to be on tomorrow morning? I'm not. Missy Jen's not currently hangouts. Darren says, "You ever chooch in nature areas? Most I have seen is urban chooching." Darren, I never have had much interest in rural and suburban areas. I was raised in a city, and my first love is that's why Elvis and I share that in common. We're the rare people that enjoy being in an urban environment for boondocking and things in cities where you have a lot of opportunities and choices to see things. Oh, thank you, Sweet Meadow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, honey. So, Darren, you got to follow your heart. Like I said, I'm not one that you'll ever see on out on BLM land or out at RV parks, on hookups or something like that. I like to be down right in the heart of the city, as close to the food and the street scene as possible. It's just what I enjoy. Thank you. You like the top today? They call this a peasant top, I believe. The Explorer of Pineapple Motel was very cool. Was that the Royal Hawaiian Motel in Baker, California? Yeah. So I always like to go exploring around old abandoned properties and things. I think they're very cool. I did a stream one time at the abandoned water park. Do you remember that? Outside of Las Vegas, about 50 miles outside of Vegas, was the big old abandoned water park. You know. Yeah, that was that was called Arnie's Royal Hawaiian in Baker, California. Hello, Icy. Good afternoon or good morning to you. Okay, take care, Pineapple. Good to see you. Go watch the remainder. When you come to Toronto, I can give you directions to Al Capone's summer home in Niagara Falls. It's a nature sanctuary, very interesting place. You know, we were in Niagara Falls this this summer. It was a great experience to me. How did you manage to get to Brookfield and dock there when you were in Wisconsin? I'm not sure, Pugs, if that's directed to me or not on there. Uh, I mean, I was in Wisconsin, in Kenosha and Milwaukee up there. So Georgie's our pet, Missy Jen's dog. So. Um,
3 p.m. they'll shut off power to significant
3 p.m. is going to be a power shut off.
Santa Rosa.
Okay. Is it supposed to be windy? Because I see no wind event today. I don't know if they. I don't understand why they shut it down when it's not windy. Because the humidity's super low and the temperature's high. I know fires create their own wind. I don't know. Mark Boland's house.
Just came in from the legislative outreach coordinator, Nicole.
Okay. Oh, anyway, it's going to be an interesting day. Guys, I'm going to get going. I've got decorations to put up today. Hopefully I'll have something to show you this evening. I will have no content on yeah, Missy Jen's being shy today. I will have no van content to put up today. So it will be just working on the decorations. First thing I need to do is get cleaned up outside. I need every tool to be put away. Every tool is out there on the property. Y'all have a wonderful day today. Thank you for being and making it a very fun stream today, and I will see you around. Woo.